used to the handle to the door being like the back of the car.
Well, it has 2 doors total, so
Wow.
what did you expect? Welcome to Draft House Drive. Brett is gone this week, mourning the loss of our truest homie. I should probably turn off the emergency brake.
Yeah, that'd be good.
Oh yeah, you're already excited for this driving, I bet. This is gonna be so much fun. You said you wanted to be in a smart car.
Weird.
Yes, it is. And I drive it everywhere.
Well, it's your car.
Yeah, it is. Okay, yeah, welcome to Draft House Drive. Brett is not here because he had to mourn the loss of our truest homie, his grandfather, and so he's not here. Instead, it's me and Duhan today, so yeah, we're gonna go see Star Trek, is it Beyond?
Beyond.
Okay. Now, here's the first thing I wanted to say. Do you play Pokemon Go?
No.
Why don't you play that game?
So I tried it on last Friday.
Yeah.
No, the Friday before. The first Friday after it was out.
Yeah, so, yeah, last Friday.
And when there wasn't a Pokemon at my house when I got home, that was kind of the end of it.
Are you serious?
Yeah.
You were disappointed by the fact that you had to...
it came to light that I actually would have to go places where there are people.
Yeah.
So if that's part of the premise, is they spawn where people gather, right?
Well, yeah, pretty much.
I don't particularly enjoy going to where people gather. So.
Okay, that makes sense. Neither do I, but that game has pretty much changed my life. I now go to school an hour early, and I do about a 2K walk.
Oh, no, I hear about it every day at work.
I walk around my campus, and I catch Pokemon and stop at all the Pokestops.
It's about half of what I hear about at work.
It's consumed me slowly but steadily.
It's consumed everyone.
Pretty much.
These videos that we see online of people just like in herds.
I don't think
flocking and moving in concert with each other, all staring at their phones.
Have you seen?
You've got to be embarrassed at some point, right?
No, I don't care.
No.
When I was walking around, there were I counted 12 other people doing it around my campus, just walking around catching Pokemon.
Oh, just 12? Huh?
Just 12, but that's because there was a class going on at the time, so there weren't a lot of people walking around. Because I don't have a class for the hour that I go early.
Okay.
So, yeah.
I'm surprised there's just 12.
Yeah, I honestly am too, but I don't think anyone else is like, yeah, I'll gladly go on a 2K walk in 100-degree Texas heat, because I'm not inside during that whole thing. I'm outside. Walking around in the outside, getting Pokestops and Pokemon.
So part of my problem, though, was I never got into it when it was out.
The original
right?
Pokemon?
Yeah. So I'm kind of behind on that point.
Okay. You, never played it?
Well, no, I actually played it this weekend. I played Pokemon Emerald on a Game Boy Advance emulator.
Yeah.
Got bored to tears. So I was told, basically, that when you name yourself, the characters in the game use your name so obsessively often that you have to name yourself something profane. So I named my character Cunt. And so there's the very first scene, I'm in my house, and my mom is like, Cunt!
Yeah, there's a lot of... Actually, the Nintendo realized this, and they made it to where in the newer games, you can't name your Pokemon or yourself something profane.
Okay, see, that defeats a lot
something
of the purpose.
Widely profane. So if it's a small used word, then they're okay with it because they don't know that it's profanity. But if it's fuck, you can't just name yourself fuck, and you can't name your rival dumbass or jackass.
See, that's a problem, right?
Yeah.
I mean, so that's the first issue, is that I was never into it to begin with. So I go to work, and people at work are talking about these creatures just spilling gobbledygook out of their mouths, these are names of things. And so I ended up kind of starting to make fun of it in a way by just coming up with random names on the spot, like a Jiggamerjoo, the Squishamoo, and things like that. And then I realized, I'm you know what, I'm being a dick, right?
Yeah.
Because people really enjoy this, and I'm making fun of it because I feel left out with it, because I can't actually get into it now because I don't like going to places where there's a lot of people.
You could get into it by playing the original ones, but you're bored to tears.
But I'm gonna yeah. No, that doesn't work. Because I do like the concept of actually using the world as the gaming platform, the gaming level, if you will. I do like that idea. And I thought about playing the game that it was based on. The name of it eludes me at the time. But
what do you mean?
Well, so basically Pokemon Go is another game. I forget the name
Ingress.
of it. Ingress, there you go.
Yeah.
So I thought about playing that, but then I realized that if I'm going around playing that, then everyone's just going to think I'm playing Pokemon Go.
Yep.
And I'll be embarrassed. So that wasn't going to turn into anything.
Yeah.
But people, I heard that Fitbit did say there was like an average of 6,000 step increase per day.
Yeah, there's a large increase in people. That app has more users than Twitter now.
Yeah, well, more users than anything.
Well, I don't know anything, but I know it has.
I heard anything. Most downloaded.
Yeah,
maybe not most used, but most downloaded.
Yeah.
Because I downloaded it, right?
Yeah.
And then I was like, okay, this will be fun if I'm like chasing them around my house.
Yeah.
No, they don't come to my house. What good is that? So I'm
honestly, because like if I didn't go to college, I probably wouldn't have the game either. Like my class ends at the beginning of August. I'm probably not going to play it from the beginning of August until class starts again at the end of August.
Yeah, I can see that. Like so Colin, I mean, the campus is large, right?
Yeah.
So you can go around and do that. I figured, okay, at work, maybe they will spawn at my work. No, across the street, the office across the street has a gym in it.
Yeah.
So I'm sure that's even more insufferable over there than it is at my work. But yeah, it's pretty much been all I've heard about at work for the past.
It's the
since
only
it came out.
Yeah,
and it came out suddenly. I had no idea this was coming.
I didn't either. I just heard. Everyone's like, Pokemon Go came out, and I'm like, oh, I'll try it, because with me, Pokemon, I enjoyed the games when I was young, but I never really like got into it to where I could understand what I was doing. I would just kind of play and I'd be like, yeah, I got some Pokemon. And then I'd fight some stuff and then be like, yeah, I won. And I just kind of keep doing that, and I never actually like beat a full game. But
yeah, what is the point of the full game? That I didn't quite gather.
It depends on the game. Some of them you're like saving the world. A lot of them you're saving the world from whatever team you're fighting. So like Team Rocket in the original, Team Magma, all these different like evil corporations. Team Galactic is one of them, I know. And then you like catch I honestly don't know actually.
Okay, because it wasn't apparent in Emerald when I
know
played
that
it.
there's because the teams don't come into play until I'd say about the first third or first fourth of the game is over.
Oh.
Yeah, you just start out catching Pokemon and beating gyms at first, and then you meet the first people from the band.
Well, so I played it about an hour. So I wasn't getting that far into it, obviously. But
Emerald was one of the ones that I grew up with. Emerald and Ruby, which Emerald is technically the same thing as Ruby. You just have a different main Pokemon. Mm-hmm. And then I played the ones that came out for the DS.
Yeah, here's some of the ones for the DS.
Diamond and Pearl.
The newer ones look really good.
Yeah.
But I don't know. With at least with Emerald, at the time that I played it, I mean, I'm just going to refer to him as Cunt from here on out, of course. What else am I going to call him? Yeah, the kid, Cunt. So he's going out, he's catching Pokemon, but at a certain point I realized, well, what am I actually supposed to be doing here?
Yeah.
Well, like, what is the point? Am I actually supposed to catch the ball? Am I...
Well, that's what my main objective was, because I never really cared on beating the team. I wanted to beat the Elite Four, which is like the ultimate gym. It's like you have to beat the 4 best Pokemon trainers in that area, but I always wanted to catch like all of them. But now it is just way too damn much. Because like with the newest Pokemon games, I think we're getting up to the 800s or thousands on how many Pokemon there are. When I played, there were 300, and I was like, okay, that's doable. I can do 300. 800? Hell no.
Well, they're just going to keep releasing more.
Thank you. Yeah, I know they're going to keep releasing more because they're going to continue making money off it. There's no way they're going to ever stop making money off Pokemon games.
I mean, maybe one day.
Maybe.
And something would have to replace it, though, really. But it's just like Transformers, right?
Yeah.
You just keep making more of them, so you sell more toys and more games. And
that's exactly what you do.
But yeah, I was seeing that like actually Nintendo's worth more than Sony now or something.
Their stock rose 7.5 billion, I think, in one day. The day after the game came out, yeah, their stock rose, which was good for them because they aren't having a good time right now.
Yeah, they're having a good time.
Well, they are now, but before that, they were.
Oh no, Nintendo was.
They were screwed.
Just shell of its former self. It's really quite sad.
Yeah.
I will say though, for Nintendo, you saw they're going to release the little mini Nintendo with the HDMI port.
Yes, I am going to buy that.
That's a good idea. I'm going to buy that
because here's a story from me. So last summer, after I graduated high school, my entire summer was consumed by me watching Dragon Ball Z until like 3 o'clock in the morning, and then passing out at some point, then waking up and going to work, and that's it.
Mm-hmm.
I didn't have summer classes. I didn't have social obligations. So at one point, I stayed up and I watched Dragon Ball Z, and then I fell asleep. When I woke up, I found an email that I had bought an NES.
An email that you had bought one?
Yes, I had bought an NES. Because I checked it, because I was like, that's weird, I don't remember doing that. Check my internet history, yep, bought an NES. So yeah, I have an NES and 3 games for it.
I still have my old NES, you just can't really hook it up to anything.
Yeah, mine, I can't hook it up to my TV anymore, and...
So why did you buy it? I mean, do you even know why you bought it?
I think it's because the games that I bought it with kind of told me what I wanted to do. I wanted to get real mad, because I bought Ghosts and Goblins and Battletoads, and those games are built to make you mad.
Yeah, Battletoads, I hate it. I can't stand it. It's just, it's hard to control.
Me and Brett tried to play it once.
Yeah.
And I'm pretty sure we almost killed each other. But yeah, that game is garbage. And it's evil.
It's very popular though.
I know, but I
never quite understood why.
I haven't. That and Ghosts and Goblins is one that I actually really wanted to beat, because I was dead set on beating it, but I just can't.
Does this happen often, where you just order stuff and you don't remember it?
No, but there are a lot of instances of me ordering things without thinking.
Okay.
So like, if I'm on like, not Amazon, but so I buy prints a lot, and I'll buy comic books and graphic novels, all that kind of stuff, collectible stuff. If I see something where I'm like, this is limited and there may not be another chance for me to buy it, I buy it.
Okay.
90% of the time.
But you don't remember buying the Nintendo?
I don't remember buying the Nintendo.
Oh.
I woke up and I had a receipt for Nintendo NES with an extra controller, Battletoads, and Ghosts and Goblins.
So
And
what
Super
did you look
Mario
it up
3.
to?
I had an old TV, so I could actually plug it into that TV. Yeah.
Now Super Mario 3, that was an awesome game.
The only problem is my NES was like broken as shit, so whenever I'd plug in games, it would only work like 10% of the time.
Yeah, as most of them are.
Oh man. So we're going to see Star Trek Beyond today, and you are an uber Star Trek fan, yes?
Yes, however, I've been on the record as being critical of the J.J. Abrams ones.
Yeah,
It's a lot of our old school.
Yeah,
Star
I was
Trek
going to say.
people
So
are.
how much Star Trek have you watched?
Oh God.
Because I know you've watched the
what-
original series.
Yeah, I've watched the original series.
And Next Generation.
Several times.
You watched Next Generation several times, or
Yes.
original series?
No, well, both.
Okay.
But more of Next Generation.
Yeah, because that's the one that I've always heard I need to watch to get into Star Trek. But
I guess the problem with that one, though, was it started to become, like, towards the middle of the series, very diplomacy-oriented.
that's not the problem that I have with it. The problem that I have with it is the fact that it's 9 seasons, 22...
It's not 9 seasons.
How many seasons?
7 seasons.
Okay, a lot of seasons, 7 seasons, at 22 episodes a season, correct?
Yeah, like 24 to 26.
24, oh, even more.
Yeah.
And they're all hour-long episodes.
Yes.
That's what kills me. I cannot get into TV shows where it is like a large amount of seasons, and I have to... it's like... Because at that point, it doesn't feel like I'm watching it to enjoy it.
Yeah,
It feels
trying
like
to
I'm
get
watching
through
it because it's a chore,
But
and I have
here's
to.
the thing, and I know this is going to be hard for you to deal with. You don't have to watch all of them.
Yeah, I don't plan on it. There are way too many Star Treks for me to watch. My goal is Next Generation and original series, and I'm slowly making my way through the original series. But yeah,
Well, now Deep Space Nine is easier to watch in that sense because there are arcs.
yeah.
And if you read about which ones are the good ones, you can kind of guide yourself that way.
See, the problem there is, especially right now, because I don't have the time to just sit down and binge watch like a whole season, and I don't have the memory to remember what happened in the last episode between the time that I watched the new and the old. So that's why the original series is really good for me, because I can just like watch an episode maybe once every couple of days, and I'm still getting through the series, and I enjoy it, but I don't have to remember what happened last time most of the time.
Yeah, they're not really connected with each other. Voyager kind of stopped doing the arcs as much as Deep Space Nine. I mean, they would still do them from time to time.
Yeah.
I would recommend Voyager too, because Voyager was very good.
Yeah, the ones I always hear about, Deep Space Nine, I heard a lot of, Next Generation and the original series, and then Voyager sometimes.
Well, Voyager, my main problem with Voyager was it started to abuse the Borg. They were no longer the same kind of threat that they were in the Next Generation.
And what was the order that they came out with? Because I know the original series was first.
Yeah.
And then Next Generation was like 80s and 90s? Or was it 90s?
87 to 94.
Okay, yeah, 80s and 90s.
Yeah. And then Deep Space Nine. Deep Space Nine ran parallel to the Next Generation for a few years.
So was there anything between, besides the motion picture and all the original series movies, was there anything between the original series and Next Generation?
No.
Wow.
There was supposed to be a Star Trek Phase 2 in the late 70s. That was going to be another series with the original crew.
But there was no way they would have gotten together after that whole show.
I mean, there are photos of production.
Wow.
It got really close. It wasn't the cast, it was the network. It ended up getting turned into the motion picture.
Okay, yeah.
Because they were going to do something, but they weren't going to be able to do a series.
Yeah, all that I've done with Star Trek is I've watched a portion of the original series. I've watched Wrath of Khan, as everyone should, because I agree with you. That movie is
Everyone
amazing.
should.
Everyone should. That movie's really good, and that's about it.
Well, and that was also of course, the reason that I was very critical of Into Darkness, because it basically just took a huge shit on the Wrath of Khan.
It took it after, because I watched Into Darkness first, and I will say, while Wrath of Khan is a lot better, Into Darkness is not complete garbage.
No, but the problem is, from my perspective, having seen the Wrath of Khan about 22,000 times before seeing Into Darkness, that's all I could focus on.
Yeah, I can imagine. Yeah,
especially towards the end.
Yeah, I was just excited for Into Darkness because Benedict Cumberbatch was in it.
Yes. And I guess he's fine on his own. It's just I don't know. And it's when you get used to one Khan for a couple of decades.
Yeah, it makes sense. I'm the same way with my superheroes. Batfleck getting cast after watching Keaton and Bale for pretty much ever.
Yeah.
Affleck getting cast, I was hesitant, but I wasn't going in saying, "Oh, this is gonna be great." I was very skeptical at the beginning. Yeah.
Well, this one, I don't know much about this one.
I've heard that it's actually really good.
Yeah, and I don't know what the story is like, but my understanding is that they're not trying to replicate one of the 80s movies, although there is one aspect of it that I think is going to happen that would parallel Star Trek 3, but I don't know. We'll talk about it right now. I want to see if this is true or not, and that would be fine if it's on its own. I mean, that if it's what I'm thinking it would be. It's not like we're going to have Kirk dying and Spock yelling Khan.
Oh man, I saw that in Into Darkness, and I was like, wow, that was really cool.
Yeah, no,
I wonder where they got that idea from. Because I hadn't seen Wrath of Khan yet. I saw Wrath of Khan, I want to say 2 or 3 years ago, and I saw Into Darkness like the same weekend that it released.
Yeah, it's not good for those of us that love Wrath of Khan.
Yeah,
it's just not a good time. So I'm excited for it. It should be fun. I hope it's not 100% action. I am skeptical with the crew that worked on Fast and the Furious.
Oh yeah,
And,
I forgot that he was the guy doing this movie, the person behind Fast and Furious.
Yeah.
I forgot about that.
And I mean, sure. I mean, people can do other things, right? They don't have to just work on one genre type.
Well,
But you gotta maybe show it to me first.
yeah, some people do have to.
And the
work on
trailer
it.
is 100% action.
The first, which trailer?
I don't
have
know,
you
the
seen?
one I saw earlier today.
Okay.
That actually seems like it doesn't just show footage from the first movie.
Because I've seen the first trailer and that's it, I think.
Okay. No, there was another trailer I saw today. Is the only trailer that you saw the one that opens up with like the beginning of the first movie?
Good question. I don't know. I can't remember.
Okay.
I try to not watch trailers going into movies because not watching trailers really does improve the movie experience. Like when I went into Star Wars, I hadn't watched any of the trailers and it was amazing. And going into a lot of other movies, I'll go into them and I won't watch the trailers and they're amazing. But then, like Batman vs. Superman, I ended up watching all the trailers, not of my choice, because I was just going to movies so often that I was getting shown the trailer over and over and over again, and that ruined that movie for me.
Yeah, I kind of agree with you on that.
Especially since the freaking trailer spoiled that entire damn movie.
Although some of the trailers, though, it's just a bunch of jumbled scenes that
Yeah.
action sequences that make no
Hello.
sense.
They honked.
Yeah, I don't think that was at you though.
They honked still.
Yes, they did.
Where do I park? Ah, here. Okay, so this has been part 1 of our Star Trek episode. We will do part 2 after the movie. And I don't know what Brett says after we do the thing.
I don't know.
So
Just
we're going to watch the movie. Bye.